Greetings, I'm Evan Heckman, and with me today, as always, is Dr. April Estrada. Welcome to episode 9 of our 10 Minutes Till video series.
If you find yourself in a situation you wish you remembered more about, this is the video for you. Today we want to equip you with the information necessary to successfully navigate PEIMS codes and learn how these codes are important and impact results-driven accountability.
The law states under Texas Education Code section 32.032A, Electronic Information System, the agency shall establish and maintain an accessible electronic information transfer system. Currently, this is PEIMS, the Public Education Information Management System. PEIMS encompasses all data requested and received by TEA about public education, including student demographic and academic performance, personnel, financial, and organizational information.
You might ask yourself, what do I need to know about PEIMS? Or why do I care about this? Don't I have someone in my district that does this?
Those are interesting questions to consider. And yes, the chances are you do have someone in your district that handles PEIMS within your student information system. Let me try to answer those questions, okay? As a former principal, I know there are things that I didn't know well because someone else oversaw or worked directly with those areas. However, let me say that there are times I wish I knew a little bit more about them. And I feel this would have helped in some of my decision-making processes and could have made me a more effective leader, especially when it comes to special education.
4 areas that are important to understanding PEIMS code as it comes to special education are the following: instructional setting codes, discipline codes, graduation, attendance, including dropout and leaver codes.
One reason we're looking at these 4 specific areas is that they all show up in the results-driven accountability section of the Texas Education Agency's A through F accountability system. Let's take a look at these one at a time. First, instructional setting codes.
A student's ARD committee is responsible for determining the appropriate educational placement, including the appropriate instructional setting, for implementing a student's IEP. The committee's determination must be based on the individual needs of the student in accordance with federal and state laws, rules, and regulations. In developing a student's IEP, the ARD committee should base the determination of the appropriate instructional setting code for the student on the percentage of the instructional day that the student receives direct, regularly scheduled special education and related services, as required in the student's IEP, not on the student's disability. For the purpose of determining a student's instructional setting code, the instructional day is defined as the portion of the school day in which instruction takes place, not to include lunch, recess, passing periods, etc. This chart shows the different codes.
Wow, that's a lot. Basically, an instructional setting code is the portion of the school day that the student, as mandated by the IEP, spends receiving direct, regularly scheduled special education and related services. More information can be found in Section 4 of the Student's Attendance Accounting Handbook. Why do you need to know this? Well, the answer has to do with the least restrictive environment and the percentage of time students receive special services alongside their peers without disabilities. An example of this is results-driven accountability indicators 10 and 11, which measure the percent of students served in special education for a portion of the day. As a principal, you want to know what's being discussed, determined, and decided in an ARD meeting and how it's measured in the accountability system.
Now, let's look at the second area, discipline codes. As a principal, you no doubt either assign or oversee assistant principals who assign discipline to students. This information gets entered into your SIS in the form of discipline action codes and as correlating PEIMS codes. Understanding what these codes are and how they are reported is important to understand. This chart from TSDS, Web-Enabled Data Standards, or TWEEDS, shows all the different codes.
When it comes to understanding these codes, one area of importance is knowing how they fit into the accountability system. Special education discipline is found in RDA indicators 13 through 18. A listing of these indicators is found in Chapter 12 of the Texas Education Agency Accountability Manual. Further descriptions of what and how they are measured, as well as what data is used to compile the reports, can be found in Appendix K. One recommendation is to track the entering of the discipline data in the SIS on a regular basis. Having an internal monitoring system will help you to be aware of trends as well as to predict future impact.
Graduation is the third area. The key here is to understand how graduation is tracked. Upon entering 9th grade, a student is assigned to a graduation cohort. The PEIMS numbers associated helps to track the student's graduation or completion. Texas reports data on 4 years rates as well as 5-year and 6-year extended rates. For students receiving special education services, indicator number 6 of the results-driven accountability system measures the percent of students served in special education who graduated with a high school diploma in 4 years. More information can be found in Appendix K on page 284 of the 2024 Accountability Manual.
Attendance, including dropout or leaver codes, is the fourth area. The Student Attendance Accounting Handbook has all the information needed to better understand this area. If we look specifically at the area of dropouts, there are 2 specific pieces of information to consider. One, in the RDA system, it's not only for high school. Dropout rate is tracked beginning with the 7th grade and goes through 12th grade. And 2, the leaver code assigned in PEIMS determines if a student is considered a dropout. Additionally, being familiar with the school start window will help you understand when a leaver code would result in a student being classified as a dropout. If an enrolled student stops coming to school, that student does not become a dropout until after the following year's close of school start window. Per the Texas Education Agency, the school start window is the period of time between the first day of school and the last Friday in September.
While we have specifically discussed 4 PEIMS-related areas with a focus on special education, the information is helpful for all students. For more information related to these areas, feel free to click on the resource links on our webpage at region10.org. Also, we at Region 10 are happy to help with any PEIMS-related questions, and we will connect you with one of our experts.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching. We hope this was helpful and hope you will contact us if you need additional information or support. For information on this topic, please reference the resources links on our website. Thanks again, and as always, we recommend consulting your local special education director.